This is teacher Argil M. Nuret, and welcome to Science 7. Today, we will discuss the Quarter 2 Module 3, Life's Organization. Our most essential learning competency is to describe the different levels of biological organization from cell to biosphere. After going through this module, you are to identify the different levels of organization in an organism. Second, describe the parts that make up each level of organization and their function. And third, explore how parts that make up a level of organization affect the higher levels of organization and the entire organism. Don't forget to answer the What I Know part of your module. This is just to test your prior knowledge about our topic. And now, let's have our first activity.
Study carefully the scrambled letters and try to rearrange the letters to form a word. A clue is given at the opposite side. The terms used in the word scramble somehow activated your previous knowledge about the organ and organ system, and vertebrates and invertebrates. You will find out later on that these concepts provide some basic foundation of the current topic. Nowadays, we have seen huge buildings rising every now and then from the different places in our city. Most of these buildings are made up of hollow blocks. The procedure in which these buildings are built seems like very complicated. Likewise, the study of life's organization is such a hard topic. That is why scientists have simplified and broken down this subject matter into levels to make it easier to study. Before we proceed with our topic, let's have first this activity. Are you familiar with crossword puzzle? Your task in this activity is to complete the crossword puzzle. Enjoy! In the previous activity, you have learned the different levels of life organization in the puzzle. At this point, we will try to describe each level based on their function and how they affect one another. This is very important because this will make you become more familiar with the characteristics of each level. Are you now ready? Let's go! The levels of life organization are actually named by scientists as levels of biological organization. Understanding life's organization will help you realize how the Creator has organized and shaped His creation here on Earth, thus making us appreciate life in a very scientific way. But before that, let's have first these atoms and molecules. Atoms are the smallest unit of matter that cannot be broken down into anything simpler by chemical means. And molecules are the smallest units of most compounds formed by chemical bonding of atoms. The first level of life's organization is the cell. It is considered as the basic structural and functional unit of life. All living organisms are made up of cells, thus making cells as the building blocks of life. The cell is a collection of living matter enclosed by a barrier that separates them from their surroundings. The next level is the tissue. It is described as a group of like cells working together for the same function. Each type of tissues is distributed in the different parts of the body. There are 4 major types of tissues, and these are epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscle tissues, and nervous tissues. Each organ in the body is made up of 2 or more tissues of similar characteristics. The next level of life's organization is your organ. This level of life's organization is made up of 2 or more types of tissues. So organ are groups of tissues that work together to perform closely related functions. Just like workers in a factory, the organs in the organ system must work together effectively in order for the whole system to work as expected. If one organ fails, the ability of the whole system to function is affected. Brain is an organ which controls the activities in the body. Next to your organ is the organ system. It is a group of organs that works together to perform specific functions in the body. So you have there different types of our organ system. We have the respiratory, muscular, skeletal, nervous, endocrine, circulatory, and integumentary. Basically, the survival of an organism depends on the ability of these organ systems to work together effectively. For example, respiratory system brings oxygen into the body and eliminates carbon dioxide. Next level is the organism. An organism is formed when the entire organ system works together to keep its overall function. An organism could be an individual, animal, a plant, or any living thing. The human being an example of an organism which is composed of different systems like the respiratory, nervous system, digestive system, and etc. Let's now have a recap of the first 5 life's organization. First, the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Second, groups of cells function as one unit and they are called tissues. Group of tissues with structural similarities form an organ, the third level in life's organization. Next is the organ system. The function of an organ system depends on the shared activity of its organs. If a single organ fails, the capacity of the whole system to work is highly affected. And fifth is the organism. That is formed when the entire organ system works together to keep its overall function. And now let's go to the next level, the population. This level refers to the number of organisms of the same species living in particular area at the same time. So, population are groups of individuals of same species that live in the same area. For example, zebras may live in grassland. All of these zebras represent the population of zebras in the grassland. The increase or decrease of population is greatly affected by birth rate, death rate, and migration of an organisms. Next level is the community. This level of life's organization comprises all populations of organisms belonging to different species that are living together in a certain place at the same time. At this level, organisms belonging to different breed may compete for common food resources. Members of the same species may also compete for food, water, and shelter. Again, community are groups of different population that live together in a defined area. Next to community is your ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms interacting with the non-living components of the environment, interacting as a system. These biotic and abiotic components are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. So your ecosystem are groups of all organisms that live in a particular place together with the non-living environment. An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. Ecosystems contain biotic or the living parts as well as the abiotic factors or the non-living parts. Next is the biosphere. The biosphere is the highest level of life's organization. It is the layer of the earth at which life is found. All communities on earth, air, land and water where life exists is part of the biosphere. The biosphere covers only 0.00008% of the earth. Just a fun fact, in 2018, the scientists have discovered a massive biosphere of life beneath the Earth's surface that is twice as big as all the world's ocean combined. This study was conducted by over 1,000 scientists. The said biosphere estimated to occupy a volume of between 2 to 2.3 billion cubic kilometers. It is believed to contain countless unusual life forms, a population totaling some 15 to 23 billion tons of carbon mass. It is said that these life forms are not just unusual for their appearance and habitat, but in the manner of how they exist, with an unbelievable slow and long life cycle due to the absence of sunlight and subsisting shortage of chemical energy. For more additional information about this topic, you can watch this YouTube link. After learning the 9 levels of life organization, you are now ready to answer the What's More Activity 1.1, Characteristics of Life's Organization. Now, let's match the level of organization with the correct description. So how did you find the activity? Were you able to accomplish the task? I hope you find the task very interesting and meaningful. In the next activities, you will use the knowledge that you have learned from the various tasks that you have experienced. Hence, get hold of those as we continue our journey in this module. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. After learning the characteristics of each level of life's organization, you are now going to explore how each level affects one another in the interconnected organization of life here in Activity 1.2. The interconnected of different levels of life's organization. You have there a graphic organizer. Your task is to complete the graphic organizer by filling in how COVID-19 infection at the cellular level affects the other levels of life's organization. Write your answer in each box. Don't forget to answer the What I Can Do part of your module. This time, you will apply the knowledge that you have learned in real-life situation. This is done for you to appreciate the relationship between the lesson learned and the life that we all shared here on Earth. This task is quite timely, simply because it has something to do with the situation that everybody is in with the COVID-19 pandemic. It strikes our country. Your task is to use the first letter of each level of life's organization to describe our life here on Earth during the pandemic. Good luck! And also, don't forget to answer the assessment and additional activities. You can also answer the live worksheets about the topic, Life's Biological Organization. The link is here below.
We have come to an end of our discussion. I hope you enjoy and learn a lot from our topic, Life's Biological Organization. Again, this is your teacher, Ma'am Argel M. Nuren, and see you in our next discussion.